Hello folks, this is Mike, the Vinyl Policeman, and this is my July pickups. It was a birthday month for me and Mick Jagger, 26th of July. So it's been quite a big month, and I think I've got about 19 to show you, so I shall whiz through them pretty quickly. First three are CDs. Don't pick up too many CDs nowadays, but I picked up three this month. First one from 1980, a sixth album, Joan Armour Trading's Me, Myself, I. I saw Joan on this tour, and I've got the vinyl. I bought it way back then, and I've got a program as well, actually. But I've never read it on CD. So Me, Myself, I, all the way from America. Yeah, good strong album from Joan Armour Trading. So I picked that up. Second one I picked up, which was an album I've been after on vinyl for a long time, actually. And I still haven't got it. I'm still trying to track it down. But I saw this at a record fair and I got it really cheap and I was really surprised. 13th Floor Elevators, their 1966 debut. Just a classic psych album. And this particular one's two CDs. And basically the first CD is the original album from 1966 and in mono. And the second disc is in stereo. But there's also unreleased extra material from Bob Sullivan's original stereo desk mixes. Fire Engine, Monkey Island, Roller Coaster, Through the Ribbon, Try to Hide. And there's also an absolutely fantastic book with it as well. So that was a really good pickup that I've been playing quite a lot in the month. 13th Floor Elevators, fantastic. By the way, the reason I'm dressed so beautifully tonight, folks, as opposed to normally, is because it's the start of the football season in England, and my team is Portsmouth, which is right on the south coast of England, and we're quite low down the leagues at the moment, but we kicked off today and we got an away draw at Sheffield Wednesday, who were in Yorkshire, so it was a good start to the season. My third CD, which absolutely fantastic. It came out in 2020, 10 tracks, and it's from Stephen Fellows, Slow Glass. Stephen Fellows was the lead singer of the Comsat Angels, and I'm going to do a ranking of Comsat Angels in the next couple of weeks. 9 studio albums they made, and this is a solo album. His first one was called Mood X, but this one is, I think Mood X was all kind of instrumentals. Stephen Fellows is a vocal guitarist, and this is a solo album, I say, Slow Glass from 2020. It's absolutely superb. It's absolutely brilliant. This is a signed copy I've got as well. There are so many good tracks on this. What I'll do is when I do the Comsat Angels ranking, I should mention this again, and I should go through some of the tracks, and I'll probably do a few needle drops as well. Brilliant album. It's fantastic. Right, next one. TC's Obscura contest that he's running at the moment. I did that yesterday. This is an album I showed in that, but I'll show it again very briefly because I can't not show it. Shag Connor's Carrot Crunchers Sing Country Style. So I showed it during that one, but I picked this up during the month, so just to be complete, I thought I'd show it again. Signed copy, extremely valuable. Next one I've got is from April 2022, Jack White. So Jack White's album. It's his 4th solo album, recorded it in Nashville, obviously released on his Third Man Records, great blues rock. Taking Me Back was the single for this one. I think there are a few. The whole album is basically Jack White and session musicians, but cracking album. Fear of the Dawn. Only played it a couple of times so far, but it's very sharp production. It's a nice album. I know that's going to grow on me. Next one I got during the month was Discreet Music, Brian Eno. So this one is originally from 1995. It was his 4th solo album. There's a lot of glare there. This is a reissue. So this is 180 gram vinyl, also download card. But brilliant ambient, minimalist kind of album. Absolutely love this one. On my contest entry for TKR Video Central, I played this, and it really is fantastic ambient music. I'm going to be playing this album an awful lot. Please to pick up that one. JT of JT's Record Room recommended this one, so I managed to pick this up during the month. Brand new, got it from Rough Trade in London, and it's Sonic Youth, Sister from '87, and this is a reissue. This is the one with the censored cover. The original one had a kiddie on it, which is obviously totally inappropriate, but this one has just got naked woman instead. But this is the censored version. Not successful when it came out, but since then, I mean, praised up to the hilt. Sister by Sonic Youth, 1987. As I say, JT recommended this one, and it's good. I'm really enjoying it. So the next one is on the Virgin label, die cut sleeve, the Motors Tenement Steps. So this is from 1980. It's their third and final album. Reached 1958 in the UK charts. Several singles from it. They had already kind of disintegrated by this time, and I think this was just a two-piece that ended up recording this one. But it's a decent album. The die-cut sleeve is, you can't see it actually because I've got a sleeve behind it, but you've got the corners cut off there at either end. The Motors. Next one is one a record store day album from 2021, I believe, and it's Elton John, Regimental Sergeant Zippo. Wanted to pick this up for a while, and I think they reissued it again at this record store day, or not too sure, but it was definitely a record store day from 2021. This was the album that never was. I mean, Bernie Taupin said that it's a trippy album, and it was a tip of the hat to Sergeant Pepper at the time. It never came out. They recorded it 67, 68. But it was never actually issued, and the first Elton John album was obviously Empty Sky. So, but they've now released it, and it's a good album actually. I do enjoy it. Very psych, good, very good album. Next couple of albums are ones which I've already got, but these are better copies, so I won't linger on them. But the first one is Bad Company, the wonderful Straight Shooter, their second album from 1975. Good Loving Gone Bad, Feel Like Making Love, wonderful album. My one, bit played to death, bit tatty, had it for decades, and I picked up this one at a record fair for a fantastic price, I think about £5, and it's superb, really crisp, great album. The other one, same category, which I picked up because my old one's pretty knackered, is Deja Vu, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, which was the first album with Neil Young, the four of them, 1970. You all know about this one. It's an absolute classic album. So some great tracks on it. Woodstock, Our House, Carry On, Teach Your Children. Yeah, great album. So I was pleased to get that again, but in better condition. Next one is Tangerine Dream, and this is the soundtrack from The Sorcerer, 1977. Tangerine Dream's 9th album, but it was their first soundtrack, and it reached number 25 in the UK charts, based on the US thriller movie at the time about dynamite being transported across South America. I haven't seen the film, but it's a decent soundtrack. I've only played it once so far, but classic Tangerine Dream. Next one, this is an album I've played quite a lot actually, because I really enjoy it. It's the second album from 1980, The Knack. As I say, their second album, Mike Chapman produced, and this has got some cracking tracks on. What kind of really led me to pick this up, other than, I didn't have it and I did want it, but there's a cover of the Kinks, The Hard Way, from Schoolboys in Disgrace from 1975, and they do a really excellent version of it actually. It's a really punchy, punky kind of version, so quite impressed with that. The actual name of the album, But the Little Girls Understand, comes from a Willie Dixon song, Backdoor Man. I'm a backdoor man, the men don't know, but the little girls understand. So that's where the actual title of the album came from. But this is a really strong pop album actually, power pop album, so I do enjoy it. Good. So the next two were both inspired by Richard McCook actually. So Richard McCook did a fantastic ranking video a few months ago on Adamant, and this was a gap in my collection, so I managed to pick this one up. His second album as Adamant, his fifth one overall, from 1983, recorded it in Stockholm in Sweden, but that's all part of my Adamant collection, which is growing now. And check out Richard McCook's rankings of Adamant, because it's a really great video. It was only a few months ago. Puss in Boots, single from this, and Strip. Not the best album from Adamant, but one to have, good one. Second one that Richard showed just about a few weeks ago, and he thought I must have this because he knows I'm a big fan of Slade, Noddy Holder and the boys, but I didn't have it, so I had to get it when he showed it. And that's an EP, 6 of the Best. And this was released in 1980. There's 3 new tracks and 3 which came from Return to Base, which is a Slade album I haven't got. It's quite rare actually, but I really must try and get that. This was just before Slade were in a really bad position at this time. They weren't very popular at all, just returned from the States, weren't very popular in this country or anywhere at the time. And then, so this was released May 1980. Then in August 1980, the Reading Rock Festival, Heavy Rock Festival, Ozzy Osbourne became poorly, and Slade were asked if they wanted to step in at the last minute, and they did, and they went down an absolute storm, and it resurrected their career for a while. But this is just before that happened. But 6 of the Best from Slade, excellent. Next one is an album, Bill Callahan, and the reason why I got this is because Brian, Embryonic Robot, kind of helped me to get into Spoon earlier on in the year, and I've now got a lot of Spoon albums. And their last album, Looser on the Sofa, the opening track called Howled, it's a fantastic track. So when I looked into it, it was written by this guy, Bill Callahan. Bill Callahan's more known for Smog. His stage name is Smog, which he released about 14 albums. This is the first one, which he released in 2007 under his own name. And this is called Woke on a Whale Heart, Bill Callahan. Rough Trade, who I bought it from, describe it as, write it down there, Nielsen, a cross between Nielsen and Cat Stevens. I completely disagree with that. For me, it's a cross between Leonard Cohen and Nick Cave, and that complements it. This is a really nice album to sit back and listen to. And a huge bonus, Mrs. PC31 loves this album as well, so it gets lots of ticks. So the next album I wanted to show you was from 1983, the 5th Talking Heads album, Speaking in Tongues, which I've never owned. Bring Down the House was the single on Sire Records. Really strong album from Talking Heads. Don't know why this wasn't in the collection before, but I managed to pick it up at a record fair during the month. So great album. Nearly there, folks. Next one, Pete Townsend and some of the Who. The Iron Man, the musical by Pete Townsend. So this came out in 1989, and John Entwistle is on some of the tracks. Roger Daltrey's on some of the tracks. John Lee Hooker, and I've only given this one spin so far, and yeah, it's okay. I need to spin it a bit more to give a real honest opinion, but pleased to have it in the collection. So the Iron Man, the musical by Pete Townsend. And that's on Virgin. So 2 to go. This is an album I have never owned, and I don't know why. From 1970, the only album by Derek and the Dominoes, Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. Never owned this one. I'm not a massive Eric Clapton fan. I saw him a couple of times in the, I think, late 70s, early 80s, I think. And he wasn't very good. Solos were too long, boring. I think he was elsewhere at the time, kind of thing. And they weren't very good shows, so it put me off him a bit. But always wanted to pick this one up, and I picked this one up recently. 9 originals, 5 covers. Layla, Bell Bottom Blues were the singles from it. One of the really interesting things for me on this is Eric Clapton did all of his guitar parts on a 5-watt Tweed Fender Champ. So it just shows you when you go into a studio, when you really crank up those Fender amps, little tiny Fender amp, 5 watts, the sounds you can make. Fantastic. And the final album I'm going to show you, which Again, this is Richard McCook territory. This is the band from Derry, from Londonderry, where Richard's from. And it's the absolute wonderful Undertones. Just absolutely fantastic band. This is from May 79. This is the alternative sleeve. I think May 79, the original album came out. This is the reissue which came out in October 79, just a short while afterwards. But the great thing about this album is that the singles at the time, Teenage Kicks and Get Over You, they weren't on the original album. And but when this reissue came out, they're all on there. So you've got Teenage Kicks, Jimmy Jimmy, Here Comes Summer, another absolute classic, Get Over You. Terrific album. Really enjoy it. So short and sweet, folks. I think that's 19, 3 CDs and 16 records during the month. So birthday month, so it was bumper. Speak to you again soon. Thanks, guys.